Funny game we're in here all the time, isn't it? Yesterday I left here thinking, geez, here I thought we had our horses pretty tight. Clearly they're not. We had some horses that were a little short. Canadian Titan was a little short. Knockdown Dragout was good. The days leading up to that, a couple of more horses seemed short or just not ready to do what we want and hope they can do. Then I go out there today and I'm on pins and needles. I always am. When Johan's in the picture, it's always, is he as good as I think he is? Is he going to stay sound? Is he going to behave? This is a horse that was TQ'd for most of 5 months every day because he was so crazy and hot. No TQ today whatsoever. You're not allowed to. And he was quiet, behaved, got away fifth, sat the whole way, away fly, sat the whole way. I moved him over to Head Lane. He was fine. And it sounds stupid because I don't know if I was 8 lengths out at the 3/4 pole, but I can tell you that there was a stiff headwind. He trotted his last half 56-3, I believe, if my math's right. Last quarter was 27-2 and was closing. But as I said to James, if you watch the qualifier, I'm right on the back of James, and he was just quiet, just sitting there like he'd raced 20 times. I was so happy. And he popped a little quarter crack afterwards. I was just telling Steve, they sent me a picture of it. Didn't bleed or anything, but there's definitely a little crack in his hoof leading up to the hairline, which, regardless of how you want to cut it, that's a quarter crack. So not a big deal. I'm sure we can work with that. He didn't seem sore to me pulling up. It didn't bleed, so it may not be a big deal at all. Just really, really excited. And they said that he popped a little splint. Now, it was a little tender on the right front, but clearly it didn't bother him today. Just excited because, this is a horse that I thought was our best horse last year. Yeah, he was a little crazy and a little immature and had a lot to learn, but when he got injured, and it was a significant tear in his hind suspensory, you would never think, we had horses that we followed all the vets' recommendations. We swam them, we crowded them, we gave them time. It just always seemed to re-injure either that lag or another lag from taking weight. We just couldn't. It was very frustrating. A frustrating injury nonetheless to any animal, but definitely to a standardbred trotter. Hind suspensory is tough. So I said, you guys know all this, for you guys that watch it, I said to Jason, training back, we're going to change things up. I'm not going to train him back on the trot. I'm going to train him back on the run, on the gallop. It's his natural gait. Maybe he can get stronger in a different way. We can continue to ultrasound that lag as we go along to make sure we're going the right way. It just seemed like we were. We went to qualify him in March. Track was bad. I scratched him. We went to qualify him again, and they canceled all the races. The pandemic had hit. So now we're back to training him on a half-mile track, tight half-mile track, icy track. We put a couple of real good training trips into him. Then when I trained him last week, I thought he was awesome, but certainly not this good today. The track was good today. It was warm enough. It was definitely warmer than yesterday, 15, 16, 17 degrees. Little windy, but man, oh man, 27 on the end of it. Even if they're wrong, even if that charter made a mistake, I figured in my mind he'd come 28 seconds flat in a pretty stiff headwind. Just a great trip for him. I was just walking on cloud 9 when I come off the track. Horse was good. Everybody was happy. I checked his lag after. Everything seems great. Couldn't be happier with Johan's qualifier and heading into what looks like a position in a maiden where he could be one of the favorites right off the bat. Just really, really excited about what took place this morning with him. Then I went with Rose Run Valiant. I've had some pretty harsh words for Rose Run Valiant, not just this year, but throughout his career. I've questioned his work ethic, his competitiveness, his drive on and off the track. Just really has been a heartbreaker for a while. Now, we made some changes that I thought might help, but not this much. 3 weeks ago, we made some fairly drastic shoeing changes and equipment changes to him. I thought it might help, but not like this. He immediately responded, trained better. Trained great. I trained him in 59. Flosie's saying, wow, 2 minutes. I trained him in 59, coming off at 57 in a piece last week at Mohawk. He was tight. I can guarantee you that. He came into the qualifier today. I left out of there with him. He shied away from the horse in front of him a couple of times in the mile, but then around the last turn, they came back to him. And he had a decision to make. Be a real sow and not pass those two horses, If he hadn't gone by those 2 horses, it would have just been a continuation of the anger that I had towards this horse. I moved him over, tapped him a couple of times, let him collect his thoughts because he was thinking about it, and then he was gone. Took off, and I hopefully that was a watershed moment, a turning point in his career where, you know, maybe racing isn't that bad. Maybe it's actually fun to beat other horses, and he beat a whole field of them today. 28 and a piece, so 28 on the end of it. Last half 58. Left, followed, attacked down the lane. Really did everything you'd want him to do. Yeah, it was 2 minutes, but as I said, those first few qualifiers weren't quite as warm as it was. Keep in mind, we start the qualifiers at 9:30. I just watched Time Al Houdini. It's 12:17. So it's quite a long, spread out performance, if you will. And at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, it's still a little cold. So when I moved him over to the outside, it really was an opportunity for him to not do what he was asked to do and not do what he absolutely could do, or an opportunity to somewhat start making forward progress. And I think I want to believe that's what he did today. He cleared off the lead and drove away. Good for him. I said to Jason, the best he's ever been in his entire life was this week, and just before that last week. So maybe Rose Run Valiant is coming on. Who knows? James opted to go with Night Angel, one of Shane Arsenault's, and I know James in a tight spot. You know, he's like, I know he wants to go with our horses, but he wants to keep other accounts also, and he asked, you know, can you go with West 52nd? I said, I drove him most of his life. Yeah, I don't mind going with him, especially with no hobbles on. We were all, what's he going to be like? You know, is he training at the farm with the bit hanging out of his mouth going 4 fast quarters is not the stop and start of a race. How is he going to be? I went to go up to the gate and he was a little grabby. I said, ugh, I hate when he does this, because in the race he's very manageable. Getting up into the gate, he can be a little ornery sometimes. Not too bad as we sped up. As we sped up behind the gate, he trotted out of there good. He followed good. I moved him over the head of the lane. Again, the horse on the front, Quadra, whatever the hell his name is, he's a fast horse. I looked at the program pages quickly. He showed 52, 53 his last few starts. Horse in the 2-hole was legit. Preferred 2 and 3 horse on the B tracks, and then the horse James picked over West 52nd just got up to beat me for 3rd. I was 4th. Trotted, 58, 57 and 4, but did it really good. 2 things. One, obviously Campbellville's short. So we trained him at 56 at Campbellville last week. Must be short. I think we all knew it was. Secondly, looked good today, West 52nd, but needed a few tighteners, right? He's going to need some tighteners, and there's nothing wrong with that. But most importantly, doesn't need the trotting hobbles. Very impressive mile from him. Very intelligent, solid, flat mile from him. Very happy with West 52nd today. And during strength, Mario had gone with him just a qualifier before that. Sat very quietly back there in 5th. Attacked down the lane, 2nd in 2 minutes. Trotted 2-1, but did his work very well. Very happy with all the horses leading up to them. I am about to leave, and I happened to look on Twitter, and Kelly said we had 5 horses qualifying today. Johan, Rose Run Valiant, Enduring Strength, and West 52nd. Who the hell's the 5th horse? I got looking. I wasn't listed on him, obviously. James was. It was Time Al Houdini. It's a horse that hasn't raced in a year. Got away last. Very unlike James. Got away last. Sat along the inside. Looked like he was running in a little bit. He might have touched his knee. He's done that before. But closed up really hard at the wire. I don't know, trotted 2 minutes and a bit, 2 minutes and 3, 2 minutes and 4/5, but looked very strong at the wire. A good mile for Time Al Houdini. This is our guy that, I remember, this is a guy that broke his left hind foot, I think left hind or right hind, coffin bone over a year ago. We've given him all this time. Kevin and George have done a great job getting him back. I remember now, even at 2, Time Al Houdini used to run in bad down the lane. I don't know why. It's weird. But he would. I remember, I bet you if you go back and watch his maiden victory when I won with him, I'm pretty sure I had to scoop him off somebody's wheel a couple of times down the lane. No big deal. Something we can work with. I'm not really worried about it. 5 for 5 today. 5 horses that qualified absolutely great. Very, very happy with today's horses. For tomorrow, 45 babies going to the track to train hard. Got a lot going on again tomorrow. There's a chance of rain again, but there was a chance of rain today. Not a drop fell. So maybe we'll luck out 2 days in a row. Maybe I jinxed myself. But we have 45 babies going to the track tomorrow. On Saturday, we have 10 training slots. I don't know what's going to go on there. I actually didn't realize that Hanover's racing in the afternoon. We entered Emerald Mist. Sometimes things happen, and Muscle Chrome in Hanover. And guess what? I'm going to go to Hanover to drive them, unless they didn't get my text message and they leave Bruce Richardson on them. Either way, that's fine with me. Hanover, I know for one thing, Hanover has one of the best pizza places right around the corner, Square Pizza. I remember that from years ago in the Stakes. I'll get one of those pizzas and go to Georgian Downs to drive at night. So we're going to enter 4 horses at Georgian Downs for Saturday evening. That draw is tomorrow. Today's draw is for Mohawk Friday and Hanover Saturday. Also, already Indigo Friday is Sunshine and Shade and one other horse, Frontier Cruise. So, lots going on today, but huge success today. No breakers, no mistakes, no issues. Only issue is a little quarter crack on Johan. We'll get that patched up, no problem at all, and move forward. Can't wait to race this guy in the maiden next week. So, that's it for today. The boys are still jogging. That is it for today. I'm back at the farm now. I'm going to have a little peek at Johan, a couple of the other horses from this morning, and make sure they're all right, and then focus on shipping for tomorrow, drivers for tomorrow. Jody Jameson said he'd come out at noon and go with some, so 5 at noon Jody will go with. Just continues to be a circus, a chaotic circus, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I think we're getting closer in Pennsylvania. Obviously, Ohio is racing right now. Illinois is issued dates for next week, I believe. New York has pushed back their stakes one more week, which might actually work well for us. I had told a couple of our clients, including Kenny, that I had no interest in bringing our New York breds to New York unless they were ready to win. If they could win a sire stakes or I thought they were competitive, then by all means, we will go to New York. Otherwise, I just think it's a fool's errand. And giving us another week to tighten up our boy Arctic Force will do wonders for him. We'll get another good training trip into Bottle of Red and a race into her. Who knows? Those two are on the maybe list. I think really Blue Chip's going to need a couple of starts. You know, she's still a little frail. Her qualifier was good yesterday, but it could have been better. And Brush Cut needs some work also. So 2 of the 4 we have, I believe, for New York as 3-year-olds have question marks hanging over them. But we'll answer those questions this week. So I'm going to sign off now. I got some work to do still at the barn. Still lots to do for today. But just an absolutely great day. It'll keep a smile on my face all day anyway. Have a great day. Take care.